Okay, have a good one, Mike.
You too, Alexis. Okay, good morning, good late morning, everyone. Michael Venezia. I am the head trader at Tradeview Markets. It's a Monday morning. And keep in mind that this is, what date is this? September, 9/11. How could I forget that? Apologize. Anyway, it's an option expiration week coming into the end of the quarter. I want to make a couple of points here as I leave the Tradeview market site up, because actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to log in. For those that really follow us closely, you should be noticing more and more of the social media presence that we have going forward as Tradeview grows bigger. Let me work backwards. I sometimes say that the greatest amenity, or one of the two greatest amenities of TradeGATEHub is being free, and it's a comprehensive platform. It's able to be free because as Tradeview grows and becomes more of a top broker in the world, you're a label. It's almost like an advertising expense. There's a belief that we're going to have traders that continue to they get good lessons and learn and continue their trading career. That's all. I don't solicit money. I have a nice fund going myself. I put that on the side. All I'm saying is that I'm a belief, and this is a platform. I sat next to Tim. You know what? Tim was sitting next to me on 9/11 when this happened. He's a trader. He started as a trader. This platform is a trading platform built by traders. I'm just telling you that we have the lowest spreads, the tightest spreads, lowest commissions, and that's all I'm going to say. If you don't have it, get yourself a Tradeview demo and find out for yourself. With that being said, is a couple of things as I dissertate, and I will go into TradeGATEHub right now. I sign in just the same as everybody else. It's almost like day board on one bite. Okay, let me punch a couple of things up here. So I'll punch my most active list as I start telling. Okay, it's an active week. It's a bullish week. And why is it a bullish week? Do I think it's a bullish week? And going over my peers and listening to whoever I am, this is it right. Oh, this is hedge fund gold exposure. It's hedge funds exposure. First of all, here was the composite sentiment. Anything below 20 is good for picking up some trades or acting. With the VIX opens up a little bit and then fades, and because the VIX goes down, there's not many reversals. Excuse me, because the VIX is abated. So the strong stays strong. For example, a snowflake. But I digress for a second. I pointed that out. That was from 17 hours ago when I posted last night. Very few names popping up on option flow, but the ones that are popping up are working. And I mean, this is segueing into this option week. A main expiration is you can do a couple of things, and we're looking for the dust to settle. And after this week, people, really putting, some oomph into their option flow. For example, a snowflake is one of them. On the opposite, because it's going to be a heavy option week. If you want to try to follow these, I'll give you a perfect example. These short-term option flow sweepers. A good example today of what happened was Wayfair. No, Weight Watchers. This is Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers. I took it overnight. I've actually held it. It still looks good. I don't even know why I sold it. I maybe came down to a gap. I didn't want it. I kept buying it and buying it for the breakout. I didn't like the way it was acting. 1125 to 1110. I had a decent. I'd like 8,000 shares, but it's enough to be it's enough to nudge at me. From 1125, I turned around 10 minutes after I sold it, 1057. So it's back to where I sold it. But this is what happened today. It took very active short-term option flow. I'll get back to it in a second. But my point being is that with this option week, if you want to play short-term option flow and ride the coattails, that's fine. I wouldn't put much credence, because as we get closer and closer to Friday, I would say things might have paired or even out, if you will. Now is more speculation. As we get closer to Thursday or Friday, the end of the week, they settle out a little bit. Okay, a couple of things there. Another thing I wanted to say, and I got this from the Jesus feed, I'm not going to lie, is that as the VIX pops a tad, the market coming out of touch a little bit. Do I have anything? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Is that, these VIX guys, every time they seem to get something going, they drop the ball. You know what I mean? This is the daily on the VIX. anytime they start, start to be, any pressure or any profit taking or any type of beach ball situation, I feel like it's going to snap one way or the other on the downside because people think things are stretched right now. But as hedge funds are selling aggressively, that's the thing that we have in our favor. But they're dropping the ball on the VIX. The VIX shows us nothing right now, but the VIX shows us that we shouldn't be over trading. And even more so, staying with the trend. VIX means a lack of volatility, not many reversals. Okay. There are very few new names. Primarily energy names have been going off for some time now, some shorter, but PBF, anybody that's on this feed knows that this is the one that's been taking the refiner for a long time now. You can obviously go to Valero, you can go to MPC, you can go to PSX. There's a handful of them. And not only that, they're going as groups, which is good. One of them's negative though. Why is that? PSX is negative, as Valero is negative. I am short. I'm short the wrong one. I tried to be a wise guy. I should have shorted some Halliburton. Actually, should have shorted some Apache. That's the one to short. That's the worst chart. I tried to get fancy right through the moving average. Although a real trader would have shorted Devon below all the moving averages and made money there. That was the short. But Mike V tried to short Schlumberger. He's still in that, but I'm up in it nicely now. I got a ton of it. I don't have a ton of it, but the market's coming in a little bit. Why is this coming in a little bit? Let's look at our main screen now. Live trading, Mike V. Okay, AI pulling back, STX acting poorly, Bert, Penn, no good. Etsy still can't get any footing. Look at the poor Etsy chart. There's Etsy. Okay, how the big daddy's doing? Apple coming back now. Amazon, that's the one. We talked about it. Coach and I talked about it. That's the one. Google was the one for a little bit. Still is. One day it doesn't make a reversal. It's Amazon. That's the one. They gave it to me. I laughed at them. Tesla on a upgrade. Meta coming with some AI. Uber acting very well. Still taking some calls. What else was taking calls all week? Snowflake, like I said before. Look at that chart. What a poor. I took my eye off the ball. I was a little hypocritical and didn't focus on the option flow in this one. I'm human. I am pissed. A pissed human, but I'm human. Okay. Hedge funds could squeeze. Where are we with the hedge fund? I have to show this with the hedge fund. This is important. How hedge funds puked everything up. Did I not post this? Well, let me show you what I'm doing is I'm going to the TradeGATEHub feed for Monday. Thank you for posting G-Money. G-Money's not posting anymore. That's okay. We want you to at least post something. And he posts the right ones. Quality, not quality. Quality instead of quantity. G-Money. Always good with the McClellan oscillator. Gerard trades on sentiment a lot in relative strength. Aline's charts. These are the more macro view about China, the dollar, gold, and then then they start to zoom in. Actually, this was posted on Sunday night. Miss Venezia was right. Credit card delinquency rates are flying. This is all things. Top performing groups, chart on the futures. This is the playback Monday, the playbook. Okay, what's going on now? FTNT, Roche. What's tomorrow? Maybe you want to buy something to piggyback. What's going on tomorrow? Anything big? Read Dave Salesforce. I need something like an hour Salesforce meeting. I can't sit there for 3 days and listen to Salesforce. NASDAQ will release the latest update on short positions. This is interesting. Winnebago. Man, that stock. I have to go back to hedge funds. Why did I not post it? But I'm going to show it to you now. Because I have to. Consumers, all the sector sentiments already should have been done. Movers, you should have been going through those charts. Trust me, if you're not, you're going to a gunfight with a knife. Let's go to the Jesus feed. Hold on, this is what I have to do. I have to go to the main page. Look at me. I'm turned into an open window whore. Excuse the vernacular of it. Jack, if you're on there, my nephew. Now, you know what? I don't have time. I'll post it after. Trust me. I give you my word. You know what's going? This thing. I can't trade it because why? I don't want to. And it's under $3 rule. CGC ripping 30-cent stock. Bad ways went up, what, fivefold, fourfold? So if I saw that, what would I be doing? I don't even know what's the best of breed. MSOS? Yeah. $6, not even that big. MSOS, VFF. GWRE was the medical one, from what I understand. That used to be the good medical marijuana, Kildaware software. That's GRPH. I'll have to look that up. You know what? Hold on a second. If I want to look something up, what do I look at? I look at anything. How about bar chart? Let's go to bar chart. GWPH. I thought they have a lot in the medical marijuana, GWPH. Everybody's looking at the same time as me. 3, 2, 1. Cut my loss. Next, you got to cut your losses. I'll get back to you after it. We can find out what's going on here. Too many windows open. Less is better. That gives you it gives you another example of what to do. Less is better. Too many windows. Things are flying all over the place. Let's go to what's active. Let's leave this down before I really get into it. It's too sloppy. Okay, hold on. New share. Boom. Okay. Let's look at most actives. This MSOS. Top percent loser in 15 minutes. So they're taking down some of these. MJ obviously is the ETF. Let's look at percent gainers, 15 minutes. Geo, BlackBerry, Affirm, Animal. Look at Affirm. Look at Affirm. It's an animal. There it is. The old Mike V, not the old Mike V. I kind of like the sector to a degree. Here's Affirm. And it took option flow. It kept me away from doing something, you know what I mean? It's going up with this last leg, even though volume is skewed with low volume as of Monday morning. You know what I mean? I'm not long it. Affirm, RSI getting up to what? You know what I mean? I'm watching more of the group. Affirm moving up, BlackBerry, Boyle. Let's look at most actives, and then I'll share my screen. View, most actives. Tesla, Animal. What's the high today? 268.40 at the high. Planetaire taking some small calls. SLE, not in it. Twinkies got bought out. AMD, they took down all the semis. Look at my sale on Micron. I posted Micron. How did Micron not work? I had it. And I you know what? I did this one. This coming in today. Headline study, trend line. How did this MU not work? This thing should have been 75, 70, 72.5 right now. Fact. You know what? But the other SMEs acted poor this morning. Nvidia now below the 50-day. SMCI actually holds a little bit stronger. AMD, Intel. I don't know if I would short it. I'd rather short Intel on a day down when it's like this than it's starting to roll over a little bit, because Intel could very easily have good news and just catapult. I'd rather short it. It's like my mentor used to say, if you want to short something like Apple, short it down when it's down $20, $15. Make a good trade on taking $3 or $4 out of it. You're not going to take all $15 out of it anyway. Get what I'm saying? The big daddy, Amazon, there it is. We showed it already. NIO, not doing well. Tesla. For those that aren't familiar, there are a bunch of ways that Tim's on. There's a bunch of ways to trade this Tesla. The other one, what is this? The ESLL. That's the bullish. The other way to play Tesla, the bullish ETF. Tesla Bulls has a nice range. 2-day range from 15 to 19. The other one's what? TSLQ, I believe. Yeah. CRNX, stock of the day, not in it. What's going to do? Keep an eye. Had news might be out. I'm going to do, this is a type of stock that I look at. Pardon me if I didn't catch it yet. When I finish the webcast or I go to watch a coach's video that he does every day at 9:30, I'll do my news and they'll disseminate it. Maybe they'll do something like this. Maybe it was one day wonder. Obviously, I see it has pharmaceuticals in it. So I'm going to have to do a little bit more due diligence. And plus that, I got a pharmaceutical guy. I got a guy. Label acting. Okay. All right. So let's look at this. Percent gainers intraday. CRNX, already brought it up. SLE, that was old Sarah Lee. Super League Enterprises. Sarah Lee's no more in the public. That's a shame. Twinkies got taken over. That's bearish. Because the only thing that isn't there a cliche? The only thing that remains in apocalypse are cockroaches and Twinkies. So they're buying Twinkies. I don't know if that's good. All right, decent volume though. Anything with good volume? SN. That's that new IPO too. I missed that. That SN is a new Shark Ninja. Typical. BlackBerry, they're taking up that 50 cents. One day wonder. Is the chart on BlackBerry? I have no interest. I'd rather buy BlackBerry right up here. I really would. I'd rather buy BlackBerry higher. Let's start building a position into that type of base. BlackBerry, am I going overboard? No. Okay, MSOX. That goes with, it sounds like a map. No, that's not. What is this thing? I haven't been in it. And it has how much? Has 700,000 shares traded. That's why I don't know about it yet. Keep going. What is volume? The thing is, you can't click on the volume. I wish you can go by CL Energy. All right, so when I see CL Energy, what does everybody pull up? Duh. All right, CL no interest. All right, so what's plug doing? All right, one day off, first day off the bottom plug. Where's my Bollinger Bands? What do they call those things? Well, there you go. Real strength. Plug off the bottom, no interest. Fuel cell. All right, the NPH, the former Big Daddy, not interested. SEDG should be down too because the semis. So none of these solars are popping. Run. Oh my God. Then Fizzler broke the all the moving averages the other day. Fizzler. That's a short, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna leave it up. Let's BGLE, YOLO, you only live once. MSOS, 8%. Tesla naturally. NU going up with that credit. That's the, what is that? NU, I believe that's the Brazilian payment company. One of those. Bowl, not interested in Bowl. All right. Top percent losers for the day. Top percent losers and extended. What am I interested? Not extended. What am I interested in? Percent losers. This is my generic query, if you will. I have personal scans. Some things I have to keep personal. That's one of them. NVIDIA, we mentioned it before. Parker Hannifin, no interest. RTX. So you know what? They're taking out some of these defense. Look at RTX daily. They're not worried about the end of the war, the end of the apocalypse, or else Raytheon would be ripping. And Lockheed Martin, I saw in a poor scan today. So I guess they're buying Twinkies just because they're back. I don't know, sugar, lack of discipline, just bringing back a fad that should never be brought back. Twinkies, but this is Lockheed Martin. This is interesting, actually. Now, Raytheon, what happened here? This is turning into a situation I might have to take overnight. Raytheon. Wow, it's got it. What I say, it's got it in it. Northrop, knock. Or SPR was the one weakest of all. The Boeing supplier. That's still going to go lower. You know what? I'd love to really collar this thing. It just doesn't have any volume for me. This is how much does General Dynamics trade? 1.2 million. You know what I mean? What am I going to do? AMAC going down. Jabil. How about the former Jabil? All right, there we go. That's starting to have a Celestica. CLS still going. It does the same thing as Jabil too. Celestica. There's Jabil. All right. But I'm going to go back to take some questions. I'm really thinking out loud, to be honest. But I hope it's AMD. DocuSign can't get any footing. That's another one that tells you there's no DocuSign. Had a chance. Once it broke, let's look at DocuSign example. Let's look at the 5-minute chart. This was the play right here. Once it broke this trend, maybe 50, 70. If for those that are sheepish, a new low, 49 is still made $1.30. Like, DocuSign can't do it. What a shame. I like the symbol. I like type Devin, Baba. Say, you know what? This Baba, I have to go. We were talking about, Coach and I talked about it last Tuesday, looking good. JD, jury duty, going lower, going to 30. That was the worst one of all. What a great trader that was in the 70s, JD. What a trader. It was that great volume. See the volume it even had like in the 70s? Had good volume up. Even the volume it's doing in the 30s. Nope. Coin on the list. Where's my Schlumberger? It seems to be going down at the moment. Swix, an Apple supplier. That was a gimme. Swix going down with that. That being too fast, like the old Schoenfeld days. Swix going down with Apple. Short. Oh, there's a 2-minute. Swix. There's an Apple supplier right there. 97. You know what? Swix. Juicy. Looks good for the weekly. Ugh. I gotta be in this $97 stock now, but it's gonna work. That's what I'm gonna do. It's Caesars. What happened there? Well, LVS, another one that I thought would hold the 200-day on the weekly. Didn't. There's LVS on the weekly. I lost sleep over this. Went to the daily. I said, this thing's really breaking hard. This was over here. And I want to, maybe I'll play. Maybe I'll buy a 500 shares in the fund. Then I looked at the weekly and it was breaking, sitting on the, so LVS. So you know what made me bring that up? There's Caesars. Where's MGM? Bad break, MGM. Actually, it is above the 200-day. So it's LVS. So you know what I look at? Win. No good. What's that? MLCO? Melco Crown, the other casino. No good. ROK, Rockwell Collins. We'll go back to the freaking parts. Chevron now. Devon down to $1.75. Devon. That's bad. How's my Schlumberger? Bouncing. You know what? Slav, it's a bad short. You know what? The way they get? Bo's a wise guy. If I shorted the weak ones, they would have been all lower. Relative weakness. Another lesson. All right. Okay. Next. The Jesus feed knocked me out. Nervous about that. Okay. Back to TradeGATEHub. Where am I? TradeGATEHub. I'm right here, TradeGATEHub. Questions? Coach, you there? G Money? Paul? I mean, Paul, we don't need you to be in a pub to ask something. The ARM IPO is out today. Priced at 47 to 45. Let's see how that does. That's important. That ARM IPO, trust me, I'm not here to waste your time with the new IPO. Planeteer, the calls are flying. Planeteer. Flying. Short dated one though. Planeteer, there's a daily, has the 50-day. It looks good with the cup and with the kind of breaking a downtrend. I think the upside's limited. I think I missed it. It is going with Tesla nicely. Tesla taking notice. Tesla, AMD, Roku. Those are the calls today. Roku, Tesla, AMD, Planeteer. Wave of buying coming in. Wave. Jesus tells us that. Wave of buying in Planeteer. Wave of buying. All right. It's a wave of buying. Now, the bottom line is what type of buying. And they are going into September's 15s. So I get it. MSTR acting poorly. Smuckers. They bought Twinkies acting poorly. They hit the jelly sector. Smuckers. Clack. RS. Perker. Hanif. So you know what? I'm not going to lie to you. I'll end it with this. The majority of stocks here with some decent volume as of late Monday morning. Clack, NVIDIA, Raytheon, RTX. So I'm looking at semis and looking at defensive stocks. ANET finally. ANET, the horse of horses. That literally is the best stock out there now. ANET. And this is the chart on ANET. The former Broadcom. AMD, DocuSign, Marna, not interested. AZN gave it all up. Another one, Hog. I knew that was a one-day wonder. Hog. Watch that one too. I don't see many Harleys around here. Pardon me, Hog. The chart of General Motors. Why are they not buying GMs? Why are they going to buy a Hog? Why are they going to buy a camper, Winnebago? CWH, Camping World. Winnebago, heavily shorted though, so watch that for a short squeeze. Keep your eye. That might be I'm not saying to buy this if they start to squeeze them into one of the most heavily shorted stocks, but if this one starts to go, that might be a sign that they might go into some other sexier ones that are heavily shorted. Caterpillar, Etsy, they can't give this Etsy, can't do it. That's another sign that the market's very weak or can't bounce. Etsy, 65. This time last year, it was 90. Still, beginning of the year was 150. My God, look at that, Etsy. My God, Etsy. All right, so we get the picture, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of that, DHO comes up. That's another, what did they make that maker? Camper maker or whatever they make. All right, I'll leave it. Any questions, anybody? All right, sentiment is still somewhat neutral. Please go to the Twitter feed and see that. I keep posting after lunch. If I missed anything, I apologize. Hi, Lewis. Lewis, you got questions? Come on, Lewis. We know everybody knows you long Disney. Give me something new. Let's look at some news feed as Disney gets in here and Lewis answers my question. It's my feed. Okay. CFD, Airbnb, nothing. ARM, IPO. Zixi, SPOO's new lows, pairs gains Tesla, New York Fed, nothing. Carvana, there was the Disney charter news, Tima's high. That's it. Lewis, you good? That's a smiley face. We love when Lewis smiles. All right, you know what's giving them up, these restaurants? This could be a good one. Okay. I know I said I'm going to leave it here. QSR. Lewis is right, Snow. Lewis finally knows how to make the easier money. So I'm so happy you got there, Lewis. It took a while, but it doesn't matter how you get there. It's that you got there. QSR. Let's look at CMG. How about our Mickey D's? EAT was bad. Red Lobster. EAT was bad. You know what? This QSR might be a decent short. QSR. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, this is not good. No, it doesn't have much in it. What is this freaking thing? 357,000 shares. Not interested. What's moving up here? TDD. Animal. Tesla still an animal. Here's my main screen. Snow. Lewis is right. To look at Snow. Bottom right. It shouldn't be down there. It should be top right. The dog building the base again. Pardon me. That's a weekly. The dog. Actually, I don't like it now. That weekly. And Vert, AMC, AI, Sticks, Coin, Mara, MU still negative. SMCI bounced a little bit. Nevada. Got to watch where it closes on the video. AFRM, as I mentioned it before, I started this thing on AFRM, still acting nicely. I don't know why I have the 2-minute. I apologize. There's the 5-minute. PDD acting well. Baidu up, bob it down. Square. Airlines went positive. Disney, Uber. There's the one. And Uber's taking calls too. Uber's taking October calls. This is the face of True going up. Uber. Lyft. Not that it matters. But it might. Paradigm. All right. I'll leave it at that, guys. All right. So thank you for tuning in. It's a long week. It's like I said, as I started, it's an option expiration week. Any type of option flow or sweepers I take would either be like very, very short term or probably, later next week. Anybody that really puts any credence into anything that, we'll look after that. In the meantime, still Uber good, Twilo, very good. We still have that. I added to that this morning. Twilo. And I like it. I like Twilo. Snow, Amazon, Snow, ZS acting very well, going higher. CRWD going higher. Zoom, remember that took options. I don't know what that's for, but it still took options, still hanging okay. Morgan Stanley, I saw 2 financials pop up. Coach might be interested. Morgan Stanley popped up and JP Morgan popped up. JP Morgan looks a little bit better. When Morgan Stanley calls popped up, I'm not going to lie. So they did what they did. I don't know if they're the right, wrong kind. We'll see what that happens. Cannabis stocks, still ripping. Charter, Disney. Let's see what Disney, if Disney finishes, all right? Disney. I'm going to get the hook here. I'm going over. I like talking stocks. What do you want me to do? Disney. We're in it. We did buy it. Okay, guys. So like I said, it's one of those weeks. If you missed anything, please go back to TradeGATEHub. Good, Paul. Thank you. No, it's all good. I don't. No, listen. We all became traders because we don't want to. We want to do what we want to do. This, I'm not taking attendance. I appreciate everybody being in here. I'm just, maybe I got a little, I don't know, fast and furious today. Paul, thank you. Lewis as well. All right. So I'll be here all day. Know what you're doing. Have a plan. Don't let your trades turn into position. Be aware. It's all about focus. The last thing you have to worry about here with all these high level participants in the room are what financial instruments are moving or where to go. It's how to do it. You know what I mean? So with that being said, we'll see you after lunch. Thanks for tuning in. See you later, guys.